Oh boy. Trying to set my camera up. Let's get the microphone turned on. And we got the speakers in. Okay. There we have it. She's online. Welcome in. It is Mindfulness Monday, people. And on Mindfulness Monday, we're going to talk about mental and emotional wellness. Because my whole vibe is peace, plants, mental health. That's literally what it says around my name. It says, it's me, Nisi. And it says peace, plants, mental health. It also says garden buddy because y'all know, sis loves a plant. Sis is me. So, why are we talking about mental health? Like, why is it peace, plants, mental health? Because plants is how I saved my mental. Now, I don't think, hi, good evening, how are you? It is Mindfulness Monday. Hey, Sands, welcome in. It's Mindfulness Monday. On Mindfulness Monday, I'm talking about mental and emotional wellness. That's what I'm talking about. I could have like music playing. I don't have any on right now. Let me see. Let me update my thumbnail. All my live thumbnails are the same. Like, I guess I could put up a different thumbnail, but I don't. I promise y'all, Dante be in here so chilling right up until I go live, and that's when he has a lot to say. I can't believe you don't hear him. You don't hear him squeaking? He's running around with his toy, and it's a squeak noise. I hear it. You can't, y'all don't see him? Let me see. There he is. You pass him by. Squeakity squeaking. You know, he's not such a little dog. He's like 50 pounds. Okay, and this is funny. So I was telling my friend yesterday because I was so excited because I've been trying to find the ultimate dog treat because we're getting into training and there's like, you know, you have to have one treat that this is the ultimate treat. So I got him some smoked salmon because he likes salmon. So I just happened to get him some smoked salmon. And so I was telling my friends, like, Dante loves the smoked salmon. And say hi. You want to come up and say hi? Say hi. So I was like, Dante loves the smoked salmon. And then my friend was like, why does your dog know what smoked salmon tastes like? You don't want your dog to have smoked salmon? He's so awesome. See? De acuerdo. Yo de acuerdo. Isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? There we go. You are very cute. You are my sweet boy. He's very cute. And fluffy. He's fluffy and cute. You looking for a treat? He's looking for a treat. Oh my goodness, she got a puppy? Y'all check on your friends. Check on your friends with male dogs because he is this is my man. If you're a girl, you got a male dog, I'm trying to get the treat out of here. It's your man. There you go, bud. Why are you saying no? You don't like dogs? Why you come on here and say no? I love my puppy baby, don't we? Cause who doesn't love a sweet dog? He's the sweetest boy. You come to the live and your first you didn't say hi or nothing. You just came in and was like, no. Well, no to you. That's it. That's it, bud. That's it, buddy. That's it. He right here, hanging out. Right? Okay, thanks for playing. So, I don't think I would ever get a puppy. Not anymore. Like I adopted my dog. He was still puppy-ish, but I don't think I could do a puppy. But I want us to talk this Mindfulness Monday. So we're going to talk about mental and emotional wellness. And why is that important to me? Because I'm one of those people who suffers from anxiety and depression. Anxiety, somebody's watching me. Anxiety, somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety. Istanbul, welcome in. Yeah, so I was recently talking to a friend who was suffering from, she was just having a very major depressive episode as well. Hey, Faith. It's good to see you. Hey, hey, welcome in. Oh, you changed your picture. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I just was talking to a friend who was suffering from a major. Thank you guys for liking my live. I appreciate you. Feel free to subscribe. But on Mondays, it's Mindfulness Monday, where we talk about mental and emotional wellness. And I recently was talking to a friend who also suffered from a very rough depressive period. I unfortunately do not speak Turkish. I speak English, I speak a little Spanish, and I speak some Mandarin. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you. Thank you, Yunchip. Yunchip Katsai. Thank you. Thank you for that. What a lovely compliment. So she was talking about her even she just went through a depressive episode, and I did as well. And it's crazy because you're like, where did it come from? What did I do? Something? Did I eat something? I was just totally shut down. And it's just wild because it's like when you're a person who suffers from like, you love my hair too? Wow, thank you. You only speak Turkish? I'm so sorry. I don't speak Turkish, but TikTok Shop has these like earbuds you can put in that you can hear in other languages. I'm sorry, I don't speak any Turkish. But I was like really shut down. So I was, I just felt exhausted, like tired. And you know what's so interesting about it? I felt tired. I couldn't focus. I was having difficulty focusing. My speech was a little delayed. So they call it like delayed affect. So my speech was a little slow. I was feeling sleepy. I was tired all the time. I even had body aches. Like, if you didn't know, like, depression can show up as actual physiological changes in your body. And the crazy thing is, like, you still have to show up, right? Because unless you're just wealthy and you've got like, or you've got the time off work or whatever, you still have to like show up and wear a mask. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it showed up as like physiological, actual pain. Like my joints were hurting, which is also a symptom of depression. Let's look up the symptoms of depression. Okay. So, persistent sadness, loss of interest in daily activities, fatigue, changes in appetite or weight, sleep disturbances, feelings of unworthiness or guilt. Other signs can be irritability, difficulty concentrating, slow thinking. So, that was my difficulty. I was having difficulty focusing and things like that. Physical aches, and thoughts of death or suicide. And so people think, I don't know what people think depression looks like, but so many of us are walking around daily with the mask on, just trying to smile and make it okay. So when people ask you, like, hey, how are you feeling? Most people just want you to say fine, right? I'm well. I'm fine. Are you though? So you have to have a person that asks how you're doing and they really want a real answer. Because I was feeling like body aches, like pain going up and down the stairs. And I'm like, why am I why am I hurting? What happened? That is actual depression. So for me, I just reached out for help. I reached out to I went first to my doctor, and my doctor referred me to psychiatrist. Psychiatrist is a medical doctor who deals with, psychological things. But they can also prescribe meds. Then I also have a therapist, which is going to be the person who's going to follow up with you about ongoing like therapy care. I cannot believe I'm having this discussion, but you know what? I said I'm going to be honest because somebody needs this. Somebody is going to be helped. I'm going to be honest. I suffer from depression and anxiety, and I fight to be in a good place. I have had times where you feel like you're limping through the day and you're just trying to make it through the day, where I just felt exhausted. You know, I I would just lay like you're just like lying out, right? Just lying on the sofa, not really wanting to do anything. The one thing that kind of kept me up and moving is having a dog because he has to still eat, right? He has to eat, he has to go for walks. And that was like the one thing that I could say that really kind of helped me still move and keep going. But I was like shut down completely. Like no, my people who talk to me would know like you're not okay. I just was not okay. And it wasn't anything that someone could do, right? Because, people's like, oh, God won't put more on you than you can handle. Don't say that to people who are depressed. You just need to pray about it. Just pray about it. Some of this is not something you can pray away. There's, I believe in God. There's not enough prayers sometimes. So if you believe in God and you believe that God created doctors, I invite you to seek help because that's what I did. So I take meds. I take antidepressants. I also take anti-anxiety meds. And for me, the anxiety can be crippling. Like it feels the first time I had a panic attack, I thought it was actually during the pandemic. And I felt like I thought I was having a heart attack, and then I was like talking myself out. You're like, you're not having a heart attack. There's nothing wrong with your heart. But my heart was beating so fast and so hard. It was like painful. Like it felt like it was beating out of my chest. I felt I was having a hard time catching my breath. I hope I didn't lose you. It looks like my phone was just buffering. So I'm sorry about that, but I am back. But I was having a hard time breathing. I was trying to catch my breath, and I just went to sleep. And then right after that is when I started walking because I felt that I just felt closed in. So I started walking. I wasn't really eating as much then during the pandemic, but that was like my first like real like this is a panic attack. And I started walking and first just like a mile or two, then 3 or 4 miles, and then I actually made it up to 11 miles at one point. And I did have a therapist. I got a therapist at that time, and I was talking about walking because I've always thought mental health and mental health care was important. And I could always see the value in having a therapist. So I did have one, but I wasn't consistent. And so I remember telling the therapist that I would just get up and walk. I would get up early in the morning because the sun would come up, and in the summertime the sun's out at like 5:30, 5 a.m. So I would start walking then, and then I would just walk for hours until my feet were hurting, and then I would come home. And it turned out that I had actually walked holes in my shoes, that I had walked so much. And I was talking to the doctor about, like, yeah, I've been getting up walking. I think it's better. And she said, well, you're up to 11 miles. And she asked me, was I walking farther because I wanted to walk farther, or was I walking farther because it was taking me longer to feel okay? Right? And so that was a rough time. But I was walking farther because it was taking me longer to feel okay. I was walking to exhaust myself. So I walked for hours, and then I would come back and I would shower, and then I would get in the bed and I would sleep. And so it was during the pandemic, so you didn't really have interaction with people because you didn't know what was going on. It was me here by myself. And so you I think for a lot of people, they were like, man, it's rough on the parents because they have to teach their kids. It's rough on couples. Like they're having a hard time. I went 7 months without touching another human. No hugs, no fist pounds. Everybody was covered on their faces, and I was having a really difficult time. And I think that my welcome back, Tommy Stokes. Welcome back. I think that my what was it? My insurance, or I have like a HMO. They sent some kind of questionnaire just asking, how are you feeling? And so it was just these series of questions, but it was basically the depression questionnaire. And I guess I filled it out and sent it back, and then I didn't think about it again. And so they had been trying to reach me. I guess they emailed at first and I didn't respond. And then they tried calling, and I wasn't answering the phone because I just wasn't answering the phone. And so finally I saw that they called again, and I answered the phone, and I was like, yeah, it's me. And this is like, oh, this is your hospital. We've been trying to reach you. You filled out this questionnaire, and we just wanted to follow up with you about the answers. And so I was like, okay. So I'm answering questions. Like these people thought, y'all, they must have thought I was going to jump off a building or something. And I was like, no, I did not have a plan. I was not in a place where I felt like, guess what, Tommy? I wasn't in a place where I had like a plan to like eliminate myself. I didn't, and I still don't. But I was in a place. Oh, congratulations, Tommy. Yeah, I wasn't in a place where I was going to eliminate myself, and I'm still not like that, but I was just in this place where I didn't feel like, if I wasn't here anymore, it would be fine. Like I didn't have like a dedicated plan, but I felt like, if I wasn't here anymore, it would be fine. I would be, because I was exhausted. And so it was just looking for peace. And so my doctor convinced me. That's when the doctor was like putting me on an antidepressant. It's like, oh, well, you could take this antidepressant. I was like, well, I don't need an antidepressant. I don't need pills. And he was like, well, maybe just take it for a little while. Maybe you don't need it all the time. It's like if you have a cold, right? And you just take it while you have the cold. And then when you don't have the cold anymore, you don't have to take it anymore. That was kind of how he convinced me. Well, I'm gonna have to make sure I follow you, Tommy, so you can have 21 subs. Because if you have 20 subs, I need to be one of them. Like, I can't have you. I don't know who these other 20 people are, but I have to be one of them. Um, so I had, that was like really when I was like really focusing on, like just trying to be better. And it's so interesting when you tell people like you're going to therapy or something like that. Yeah, doctors can be very ill informed of side effects because they're not pharmacists, right? Pharmacists know all about drugs. Doctors are just prescribing drugs. But I I needed help. So I it's a funny thing because if I said like I want to go on a diet, right? If I said I wanted to go on a diet and I wanted to lose weight, and so I was gonna go work out with a physical was it is it physical therapist? Part is it peak physical therapist or no? Physical trainer, right? If I said I was going to work out with a physical trainer, like 3 times a week for an hour a day, people be like, yeah, get it, work out. If you tell somebody you're going to see a therapist, like not even 3 times a week, just once a week, people are like, oh, oh my goodness. You know, you should just get over it. You should just, stop, just feel better. Just feel better. That's not how it works, people. I wish it worked like that. I wish I could just be like, yeah, just feel better, girl. Like what? Why are you need to take meds? Why you need therapy? Listen, I am a proponent of doing the things that you need to do to get yourself in a good place. And be yourself. Do the things you need to do to get yourself in a good place. And sometimes that's separating from people. You might have to disconnect from some people because I had to put my phone on do not disturb. Like that means the calls could still come in. I would still get the messages. I would go listen to them, but I had to make it so I'm just not interacting like that because it was taking everything in me to continue to wear a mask with people. Like constantly, people want you to wear the mask. When people ask you how you're doing, they want you to say fine. I challenge all of you. You need to have one person that you can talk to, and when they ask you how you're doing and you say I'm not okay, that they stop. That's that they stop and they have that conversation with you, right? Like like you're struggling. And so a lot of times, like people might ask you like, "Hey, how are you doing?" We're like, "Yeah, not so great." And they be like, "Yeah, it's been crazy out here." You need to be able to have a conversation with the person that you're honest about where you are too. Because I don't think a lot of times people are not helping just because they don't want to help, but we have to be honest in how we communicate. I am not okay. If you have a few minutes that I can talk to you, I need to talk to someone. I want to comment, but you're headed in the best direction. I just got released from a therapist, which helped me to realize and take back control over myself, and it is great. God bless you. Congratulations. That's the place where I am going to go to the therapist and the psychiatrist, and I am taking my meds because listen, I am going to be emotionally healthy. But I think it's important that we learn to be honest. We have to listen. Yes, congratulations. Cuz that is so important, like you did the work. And you're probably not just did the work, but continuing to do the work, right? Because if you just got released, then that means you have a plan for if I encounter these feelings or this thing comes up, how do I navigate? Because I don't know why we all think that we're just supposed to be acing life. We haven't been here before. We have not been here before. We don't know, so you don't know. We're all cuts and no scars, the majority of us, right? Cuts. Scars is something that's healed over. You've encountered this, it's healed over. Like, oh, okay, if this happens, I know what to have. The majority of us, we are encountering things for the first time. We have absolutely no idea what to expect. So the one thing I would say is I would love for us all to be in a place like, listen, there needs to be a person that when they ask how you're doing, there needs to be one person that you're willing to be honest with about how you're doing. There needs to be one person that you're willing to be honest with about how you're doing, who will actually take action, who will actually help you find resources. Because I'll say this. You can talk to that one person and you can tell them, hey, this is where I am. This is what I'm feeling. I'm having a difficult time. But that can't be that you rely on them for that. Unless they are your psychiatrist or your therapist. You can't rely on them for that. That's heavy and too much for your friends who love you or your family who loves you to hold. They can hold space for you, but you need to get locked in with a professional. I 100% believe that. That's the only thing that's like helping me really be okay. And I want us to remove the stigma like, oh, anxiety and depression. I was at Starbucks the other day and I had my dog is like usually in the car with me if I'm driving somewhere. So I was at Starbucks and I had the window down so he can hang his head out the window. And so a lady passed close to the window. And so Dante like went for it. Now Dante's not going to bite, but he thinks like, oh, it's a person. She's going to love me. And so the lady jumped. And so the lady in the car next to, she saw Dante try to kind of go for the lady. And so the woman in the next car rolled her window down. She's like, oh my gosh, I was trying not to laugh, but she just got too close. And she was like, oh, I want to get a dog. And I was like, well, this is a Velcro dog. So if you don't want the dog that's just like going to stick beside you, like it's like with you all the time, this might not be the breed for you. And she's like, oh no, it would be great because I have anxiety and this would be so great. And I was like, oh my God, I have anxiety too. it was just so refreshing for that level of honesty that somebody was just willing to be like, hey, this is something I deal with. And there's like no stigma around it. Like, hey, I deal with anxiety. I think having a Velcro dog would be amazing for me. It would help me feel so safe. Guess what? This happened to me in real life while I was chilling at McDonald's because, to eat. Then three fans came and said, want to take a photo. And sure, they smiled and said, thank you. Okay. Oh, yes. I think I said in real life. But thank you for the clarification. Hi, Nathalie. It's good to see you again. So I love that we're getting to a place that we can be so honest about talking about mental and emotional wellness in the same way that we talk about, like, hey, I broke my arm. Okay, you gotta go. Well, thanks for coming by, Tommy. Tomorrow we'll be playing trivia again if you want to come back tomorrow. So Mondays are going to be for mindfulness, mental and emotional wellness. So I I had another crippling kind of issue with the anxiety because I was supposed to go on a trip. I actually had purchased the plane ticket and I was going to I was gonna fly. It was here in the States. I wasn't going out of country, but the closer it got to the time to go, like literally the night before, I was just shut down. Like I couldn't go. I felt terrible. I felt terrible. Like I felt like I couldn't do it, and I just felt so stressed the closer it got to the time to go. Like, oh no, I didn't feel well. Like I felt sick to my stomach. And then my heart started beating hard. Like I literally 5 hours before my flight canceled the flight because I couldn't do it. And immediately after canceling the flight, I just started to relax, like I could take a breath, like I could actually go to sleep. I am saved, sanctified, and life stresses were weighing my mind, heart, physical health, and my world. And I was tired of suffering the pain for over 40 years. Thank God for the mental help. Amen. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Like let's get to a place where let's get the help. I want to be okay. I want to be here and I want to enjoy my life. But when you just like you're not yourself, you're doing the things, right? You're smiling when you're supposed to smile, right? Somebody asks you how you're doing, you say, "Oh, I'm fine," because that's what you're supposed to do. You show up and you smile and you wear the mask and you are struggling. Like have you been in that place? Have y'all been in that place before where somebody's like, oh wait, why my light went off? That's wild. I charged it. Let me see. I might have to turn my lamp on if my little light's gonna go off. But yeah, I had been in that place where like somebody asked you, yeah, like my light's really going off. Let me put it on the charger. That's wild because I did charge it. Anywho, yeah, I had people like, oh, how are you doing? And you like say, I'm great. Oh, everything's fine. And you keep that up and you're in that performative place where you feel like you have to be performative with people. You feel like you have to, I have to sit here and laugh and chat and say all the right things. And you are holding on. You are holding on. Sometimes it feels like you're holding on by your fingernails, like you are holding on to get away. So you can you know, just exhale and get and just get away from it. It's just so heavy. Like I have been in that place where I feel like I have to be here. Okay, I have to smile. Like, hey, I'm telling jokes. Y'all love it because I be funny. I tell jokes. I'm laughing. I'm smiling. I am dying inside. I want to get out of here. It feels like you're dying inside. You want to get out of here. And I've done that a lot, even on my live sometimes. Like you, I'll come on the live. I've been in a place where I come on here, and it's not that I don't want to, but there's this place where you're like, I need to I need to shut down. Like even today, I was so nervous and I kept saying, like, I'm not going to go live. I'll just cancel and I'll show up tomorrow and I'll do the games. And it wasn't for any special reason than other than I knew that I was going to have this honest discussion about mental and emotional wellness. And it's rough. Hey Julia, welcome back. Yeah, tonight's discussion is about mental emotional wellness. So, just FYI. But yeah, so I was not sure if I was going to come on today just because I was feeling stress and anxiety about, sharing my truth that I am a person who struggles with mental health and I do take my meds. I do go to my therapist. I do the therapist homework. I do have a psychiatrist. Good night, Nathalie. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your testimony. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Naka. Thank you, Fave. Yeah, it's so interesting. I had one of my good friends and sorority sisters who asked me that she was talking about a guy she went to school with who committed suicide, and she was saying, well, that wouldn't you would that I mean that's what they you felt like that? The answer is yes. Yeah. The answer is yes. And it's not easy. I don't think anybody wants to feel depressed. You don't want to feel depression. You don't want to feel anxiety. But if you are feeling that, I challenge you, find one person. Find one person that you can be honest about what you're feeling. Lives such as this topic could many people. Yeah. I what my hope is that if just one person, right? Just one person, you have to be honest with somebody. I always say the first lie we ever tell is always to ourselves. So for a lot of us, we are lying to ourselves and saying we're okay. Or I'll be fine once this happens. Or once I just get past this deadline, then I'll take care of myself. No, that's not how it works. Because after that deadline, there's going to be another deadline. And after this one thing, once you get past this one thing, there's going to be another thing. And we will always put ourselves on the back burner. And you think that your mental wellness, you're like, oh, I should just snap out of it. Just feel better. That's not how it works. Did you hear the part where I said I was actually having physical pain? Your depression can manifest in your body as physical pain. That's how strong your mind body connection is. This is a system. You're not just a physical being, right? This is a system. There's emotions. There's the physicality, there's emotions, there's the mental, all of these things, there's the spirit, all of those things are part of who you are. You have to take care of all of that. Oh, my mic did go out. What in the world? Can y'all hear me now? That's weird. It's looking like you should be able to hear me. Can y'all hear me? I can hear me in the headphones, but let me know if y'all can't hear me. Okay. Yeah, I think that's so weird. Like, why is all the stuff going out? Like the light went out and I charged it and everything. That's weird. But yeah, that's why I always say the first lie we tell to ourselves. So first we have to be honest with ourselves that we're not okay. That you're struggling. You have to be honest with yourself that you're not okay. You have to be honest with yourself that you're struggling. Be honest with yourself that you need to seek help. And I will tell you another honest thing. Finding a therapist is not easy. Oh, good. I'm glad y'all can hear me. Yeah, I can hear myself in my headphones. I just wanted to make sure y'all could hear me. Yeah, I would say finding a therapist is not easy. Like finding somebody you click with. I remember the first time I tried to find a therapist and I was talking to the lady and I was trying to explain what I was going through. And this has got to be a couple decades ago. And she fell asleep. And so I didn't see another therapist again for years because I was like, man, a therapist is just not going to work. No, that therapist was not going to work. So that's a relationship you need to keep working at. You want to find people who don't find somebody who's going to give you homework to like journal and you know you don't like to journal. Like I write for a living. I absolutely don't want to write when I don't have to. It's just how I am. If it's something I want to write about, that's different. But I can tell you, I absolutely do not want journaling homework. There's a place to like keep notes, but like, okay, it's Tuesday the 24th and I did this and I woke up and I felt this and then I did that. And I think you bullet points. That's what I could do, bullet points. So it's there's going to be some therapists who are very married to their process, like, oh, I do this and it has to look like this and I want you to look at these colors and pick out the color. What color do you feel like today? That's not going to work for me, y'all. I'm not that person. Dude, I am not going to pick out the color and tell you how I feel. So just like like how you meet people and you form relationships with people, everybody is not your friend. Every therapist is not going to be the right one. So you are going to have to work at finding one appointment. Let's just make sure you can search and by what they say and what they do. Maybe you want one who's Christian. Maybe you want one who's Buddhist. Maybe you want one who does a certain type of therapy. This is where you have to do your homework, just like you do with your doctors, and you have to advocate for yourself. If that person is like talking harsh to you or you don't like that, I had to tell one of my therapists, I was like, I need you to have a softer touch with me. That doesn't work. I'm not a tough love girl. Don't tough love me. I will break down and I'm not paying to have a whole breakdown because you was trying to tough love me. So I think this is where we have to start advocating for ourselves. We're so focused on being a good patient. No, don't be the good patient. Be a squeaky wheel. Hello, Gayla Manish. Yeah. Hello, welcome in. Yeah, don't focus on being the good patient, y'all. Sometimes you have to be a squeaky wheel. And that's fine. And the squeaky wheel, I promise you, I have been to the doctor in and out enough where I'm like, no, you're not hearing me. Listen to what I'm saying. This is not right. I'm telling you, this is not what I'm feeling. Be the squeaky wheel because you have to advocate for yourself. Don't focus on being nice because you want to be better or you want to be nice. Maybe you want to be both. I want to pick better for you over nice, though. I'm not saying you have to be mean, but you have to speak up. And you have to speak to people in your life as well. Hey, Creeper Kid, welcome back. Yeah, you have to speak up for yourself. If you think that it's something that you can just write in your journal about, you might be right. But I will tell you, it was not something for me that I could write in my journal about. I am a proponent of whatever you need to do to feel better. So I take my meds, I see my psychiatrist, I see my therapist, and I still struggle. And I have good days, y'all, because I am funny. Okay. I'm on my live, I tell funny stories. But that doesn't mean you don't, that's one part of who you are. You're all those things. You can have a terrible day and still laugh at a funny joke, right? You can. Because you're not just one thing. You're more than that. Hey, dinosaur, welcome in. Today is Mindfulness Monday, y'all. So on Mindfulness Monday, I talk about mental and emotional wellness. And I'd like for this to, like Mondays, and y'all hear Dante in the background with the squeak toy, but I would like for this to be a place where you feel safe. I want this to be a place where you feel safe. You feel safe to share your truth. Can I fix it for you? I am not a therapist. I would not say I'm the person you could tell all the things, because and be careful of trying to be that for somebody, like to say to someone like, if you're having a hard time, just call me. They can just call you, but then we need to be working towards finding them the next thing. Tuesdays and Saturdays is when we do trivia. So that's when we play the fortune wheel game, the Wheel of Fortune style game on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays we do AI, and I will post the schedule again in this this description of this live. So it'll be in the comment section that you can see what the schedule is, so that y'all can always know what's coming up. But Mondays is always going to be Mindfulness Mondays, because this is really important to me. And so when I talk about Peace Plants Mental Health, because that's what, if you see the little ring around my name, it says Peace Plants Mental Health. This is literally how I found a way to be okay. For me, the like taking care of plants, like it was just like all this noise. And when I put my hands in the soil, for me, this is how I help regulate. Hey, Jamia, how are you today? How are you feeling? Congratulations. Jamia just made 3,000 subscribers, y'all. Congratulations, friend. So, yeah, the growing and taking care of plants is how I am able to regulate and be okay. And so that's gardening is my thing. It's fun for me, but it's also just how I've learned to be okay. Yeah, like I've actually told my my job has been like, they be stressing you, like corporate America, man. Corporate America. So I have had times where I was like, okay, y'all are like, literally, y'all are blowing me. I am going to go outside. I would go outside and get in the garden. And I remember one time my manager called for something. I was like, I'm outside. I am outside in the garden right now. Is this an emergency? Because I need this. Like, y'all stress me out enough. I have had it, because what I do is not necessarily stressful. I'm a technical writer. There's not a lot of stress. It's the people interaction that stresses you, right? The people, y'all trying to stress me out. Y'all try to stress me out. Dirt digging is your way to relate, relax, release. Exactly. Same. Same. What is this? I don't understand what happened with it. Let's see. Let's see if it's gonna stay on this time. But yeah, honestly, like being outside growing stuff, putting a little seed in the soil and then watching my plants grow. Like even I just went out the other day and just did a little bit of yard cleanup. It just makes me feel so much better. Growing beautiful things. Like I was out there this yesterday. I went to mow the lawn, and I live in a townhome, so it's not like I'm out there on a riding mower or something. It's like a little like a yard by yard by yard. Dante, come from under there. Come on. Look at this foolishness. See, buddy. But yeah, so it's like a yard by yard by yard. But I went to mow my lawn, and I just saw that it just made my day. So yeah, buddy. Yeah, sweet boy. He's being a sweet boy, but I try to keep him from under the desk. Now I know he wants to sit under there, but he literally pulls my cord out from my router. So I'm like, I need you to stay from under there so you stop pulling my cord from my router. I know you didn't do it on purpose, sweet boy. But yeah, so I just I want us to get to a place where we could have these kinds of discussions. And I promise y'all, I'm not going to come on here every single Monday and tell y'all about where my anxiety or my depression is this Monday as opposed to last Monday. But I want us to have like real conversations about mental wellness, emotional wellness. Sometimes we feel down. There's like just because you're feeling depressed doesn't mean that you have depressive disorder. But just because you have depressive disorder doesn't mean that you're not okay either. You can figure it out. You can get help to figure it out. It's okay if you don't feel okay today. That's what I want us to understand. Everybody who's depressed about something, that's normal, right? That's a normal cycle of life. You're going to have down days. It's normal for you to feel anxious about things. But the anxiety that some of us deal with is just a little bit more. Some of us deal with these things in a different way. The way we encounter life, it hits us different. And I need us to learn that that's fine. If you met somebody who was working with not who was just differently able, right? So that's how I call them. I don't call people necessarily disabled. I call them differently able because just some people are, right? Like ADHD has become so normal, and I think it can be misdiagnosed in a lot of people, but also I think it's great how normal the diagnosis has become because probably a lot of people were dealing with it going undiagnosed, trying and thinking they were failing. And I would say as a Black woman, that's one of the things we encounter a lot, that a lot of times we think we're failing when we're actually depressed. Like, oh, I'm failing. I'm not doing life right. I should have figured this out. I should have known what the thing was. And so we think we're failing. I should have been able to figure this out. I should have known. Why should you have known? You're not failing. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe it's time to seek some help. And I think we just make it okay. Let's normalize asking for help. And I can say, I know I don't like to ask for help. Like literally, I was trying to get something off a shelf in the store, and I was like, yeah, I was trying. And this lady was much taller than I am. And I'm tall, excuse me. Let me just say that. I'm 5'8". but she was 6 feet. So I was trying to get something, and she was like, "Do you need help?" And I was like, "No, wait a minute. Yes, yes, I need help." So let's just normalize asking for help. Normalize asking for help. Normalize asking for help. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamia. She says, please thumbs up the live and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for that. Listen, I know that this is not a popular topic. And, I guess I could be violating my own HIPAA, but, I suffer from anxiety, depression, and I'm still funny, and I'm still smart, and I'm still lively, and I still like AI, and I still enjoy gardening, and I'm still all those things. But I'm not broken. I just navigate life differently than others. So that's all I wanted to share today. That's it. That's it. As do I. I love it. Thank you, Jamia. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah. I still like all those things, y'all. I still love my golden doodle, even though he be on one. I enjoy all those things. All the things. Listen, do you see him right here? Come here, Dante. Come up. Come up. There we go. Yep, he's right here. There you go. There you go. He be on his worst behavior. That's not true. He's a good boy. But he keeps trying to get under here, and when he gets under here, he just knocks my Wi-Fi out, y'all. So I'm trying to keep him from going under the desk. But he's always trying to be close by. So like if I'm sitting here at the desk, he'll want to put his head on my feet. Like he's usually sitting right close by. So that's what he's doing today. So let me talk about that was my topic for Monday. So Mondays is always going to be Mindfulness Mondays, where we just talk about different issues in mental and emotional health. On Tuesdays, we play the Fortune Wheel game. On Wednesdays, we talk about AI and prompting. This Wednesday, I am also going to have the Dr. Naka McGee. She's going to join me. And so I'll be using the streaming software so that she can be on here and we will share the live. Thursdays, we talk about monetization and multiple streams of income because y'all know I want to monetize my YouTube. I'm on the path. Fridays is relationships and trending topics. And then Saturdays is the fortune wheel game again. And Sundays, it's always just open. Like whatever y'all want to talk about, we talk about. Because I'm on here. But it's like literally an hour out of my day, which is one of the things to love about YouTube. I don't feel like I'm on here all day. I probably am, though, because I be watching stuff. So, like, I just be on here watching YouTube like regular TV. But right now, I am watching Netflix because I found this show called He's So Adorable. Thank you. I think he's so adorable, too. I found this show, and I know it's old and it's off now, but I found this show called Designated Survivor. So I literally got like an hour and a half sleep, and I've been up all day watching Designated Survivor. I'm a binger, y'all. I'm binging the show. So I think that's it. Unless y'all have any questions for me, I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You're watching a live on TikTok about herbs? Oh my gosh. My rosemary is out there doing amazing. I don't know why. I have a lot of rosemary and it's out there like what? We out here. We out here. So I'm going to cut some and I'm going to have some potatoes. So, but I love y'all. Thank you for, I did watch K-pop Demon Hunters. I did. I thought it was funny. It's very much like, probably like, I think Designated Survivor is good too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why haven't y'all figured this out? Can I say this other thing too? Because they always be like, oh, the Muslims are bad. It's always be the Muslims is so bad, right? But then when you see the bad guy, it always be like the Caucasians. Like, it's like, y'all running the government and then you made up this weird anti-American thing. Like, why always the Muslims? They always trying to make the Browns be bad. Brown people, I support you. Because I was like, wait, why they just attacking the Muslims in the street? Like, no. And then the little boy died. I was like, no, what is it, Dante? I was like, no, I am really into this show. But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters is a singing thing. It's about singing. And I don't know why you wouldn't like K-pop. But I also have decided I like Japanese R&B. This sounds like some 90s R&B to me. I'm here for it. So y'all gotta I was trying to explain what was that? What was that name of that movie? She's been transmogrified. What was that movie? Oh, I know it. It was like the guy. What was the name? I was trying to talk about this because I was actually talking about the Spawn comic, and I was like, I did not know that was McFarlane. What? I have to follow up with you about that. I have to follow up with you anyway. But y'all, let me come off of here. I am so glad I got the chance to talk to you. Y'all have a fantastic night. I'm going to go back to watching Designated Survivor. So thank you for joining my live. I will see you tomorrow. We are playing Fortune Wheel tomorrow. So y'all have your trivia hats on and be ready to win. Okay. Have a good night. Was it? I know it was something Freeman. Crying Freeman. Okay. Bye, y'all.